Regional Council. The topic of discussion today is scientific logic behind forecasting, and the speaker is Mr. Rishi Mehra. Warm welcome to you, Rishi. Rishi Mehra, Acting CEO, Corporate Partners, qualified as CFA, CTM, MBA, LIFA from UK, was heading the research department at Jindal Group of Companies. His core competency lies in areas of financial management, security analysis, portfolio management, international financial management, derivatives and risk management, financial services, merchant banking, management of financial institutions, treasury management, and forex management. His corporate edge has been in training the employees of government department and premier corporates from Indian and overseas regions like Ministry of Finance, National Academy for Training and Research, SBI Mutual Fund, Aviva Insurance, Religare, Fidelity, etc. He blends a diverse experience in practical areas as a freelancer and theoretical fundamentals as a visiting professor to premium management institutions like FMS, IMT, ICFAI, IBS, etc. The passion of teaching has taken him a long way from reading books to writing books. He is the author of Financial Management Concepts Simplified. I request Mr. Mehra to take over.
So warm welcome to all of you, and I really put my thanks to the association ATMA to invite me to share something with you. Let's try to make this exercise. Everybody, I guess, here is valuable in terms of their time and resources, and you have taken out time from your schedules to attend this 1.5 or 2 hour session. I hope collectively we should add and make it valuable. So we'll try to interact on certain ground basics, and I hope a lot of you are already practicing technical analysts, and some might be aspirants to it. So can I just have an idea how many are new to it, who are looking forward to enter? Rest are all practicing, so wonderful. I am not about to talk on tools and techniques of technical analysis which you are already daily handling. In fact, we would be doing a discussion on the basics. So I am just going to the ground basics of technical analysis, and this is forecasting, the ultimate objective of this tool. So are there really some scientific tools behind it, or is there any science behind it, or we are purely talking about things in air is the hot for the day? So is this entire exercise purely a fire shot in the air and we're just trying to put across a guesswork, or do we have roots behind this forecasting? So this is the objective of discussions. Post this, we might have some clarities that forecasting is really possible or not possible. So all those who are doing practicing technical analysis are daily forecasting, and I'm putting a question at the start of it: is forecasting really possible or not? By the end of the session, we can have an open discussion, and the objective would be towards the end we reach to some consensus and a value addition here. So I would appreciate we can go with an interactive thing and make this 1 or 2 hours relatively valuable for everyone. So to start with it, can I simply ask all those people who are practicing, is really forecasting possible? Even to those who are new to it, is forecasting really possible? That is, I hope we can manage this. So, is it really possible that we can forecast? Because all what we are trying, and because that is only the catch here, because if we are able to see future, we can say something about whether we are taking a stand, a buy or a sell, or an avoid or a sell, whatever may be. So is really forecasting possible? Yes. And how do we say that? How can we see future?
Because I feel that history repeats itself. That
Okay.
very much help.
Perfect. So we have a ground. We have a ground and we take a root from the bottom which says that history repeats itself. I agree. Perfectly, I agree. Yes.
Fundamental about the company.
But technical analysts really go into fundamentals?
No.
I have a question mark here. Yes, if we are looking into both, we have a broader vision. So to start with, let us put demarcation between this fundamental and technical before we go ahead. Let us understand if a stock has a price of something like 735, everybody has a worry from where does it come? What makes this price and what fluctuates this price? So let us understand how the price of any asset, let it be gold, silver, copper, rice, jute or any stock, what makes this price and what fluctuates this price. So let us understand this price is actually like a river. It's like an ocean where fundamentals is the depth of the water and the fluctuations, the waves on this is technicals. So fundamentals are the ground reasons which make the price of an asset. A company which has some assets, which has some revenues in future stored, makes some value to it. A business which is having 1,000 crore of assets and having something like 100 crores of future earnings means something in today's terms. So that price is the depth, which is the fundamentals. It's the ground on which it is sitting. For example, this stock has a fundamental value of 500. 500 rupee worth is sitting inside this price as the asset values, either current or future earnings. But above this is a layer of something like 200, 300 which is fluctuating. This is what is due to short-term factors, demand supply, arising out of various factors. So primarily three things make the price. One, the fundamentals. Second, the technicals. And third, the market information. These three things make the price of any asset. Fundamental is the ground on which this asset is based. This is coming from the analyst does not play a role here. We don't play any role here. It is the management and their decisions which decide this fundamental value. Now, on the top of it comes the short-term demand and supply. All of a sudden, people have started buying IT stocks. All of a sudden, some FIs have come in and they are buying stocks of, let's say telecom sector. And this demand will take the prices up for telecom. We have some negative information about certain sectors and people start selling it. The third factor is market information, which is rumors, which we say as bubbles. So the depth of the water is fundamentals, the waves on this is technicals, and market information is like bubbles, which come, burst, come, burst. So these are rumors. So when we are talking of trading in short term, we are really not looking at factors which make it long-term trends. So technically, when we are trading or forecasting, our vision goes for how long? I mean, all the technical analysts, when you're forecasting, for how long you forecast? Maximum.
6 months.
6 months. Can I ask a simple question? A company like SBI is going to survive only for 6 months. Then I think we can sleep also on SBI. This is a ship. This is not going to collapse in 6 months. It's the backbone of RBI. If SBI goes, Indian corporate system goes down. So why 6 months?
At least 16 years.
But tell me, who's that technical analyst who's been forecasting for 10, 15 and 16 years? I would really appreciate to see one. 16 years you're forecasting on technical charts only?
Yeah, can.
16 years?
If you see yearly chart,
And we vision at 16 years? Okay, we'll come down to these practices later because...
to Elliott waves and
Perfect. There are
it's actually
tools.
duration. When we see the charts, it's a time duration. So if we are looking at 15 minutes, hourly, so all these if we increase it to monthly chart, then we can forecast for years.
Perfectly, I agree. Everyone is a technical, more or less everyone is a technical analyst looking from a tick chart to annual charts here. So these details we understand that we can look into an annual chart and think about a decade or 2 decade also. But is it really possible to forecast an asset for 2 decades?
No.
Only on the basis of layers without seeing the depth of the water? And if we are all doing it, so if we are really so visionaries to talk about 10, 15, 20 years, where do we see the economies 20 years down the line? Where? Who's that financial Nostradamus who forecasted a collapse of US? We talk about CRISIL, S&P, Standard & Poor, Bradstreet. All these people in 2005, 6, 7 gave their forecast on the upside of US, and 7 had collapsed. And a lot of them were technical analysts. Lot of them. Let us understand, if we are forecasting purely on the basis of waves and ignoring the depth of the water, we are getting stuck somewhere. We have to be visionaries. There is more to it. By just not looking at from the top the waves, I cannot forecast the ocean what it would be 50 kilometers from now. That is being myopic. And technicals actually does not serve that purpose so finely. This tool undoubtedly serves a very good purpose, up to the extent that depth would remain same. The place, the water will become shallow or more deep, we have to change the studies. We can use anything. I can use a small screwdriver and try to open up a big screw. I can try that. But will it be really so wonderfully done is a question mark. So there are different tools for different things, and we should be limiting ourselves to these tools only. If you're using it for long term, that's your practice. You might have excelled also into that. But then we're just trying to understand. Third thing is market information, the bubbles, rumors, which come every day, bring a fluctuation and move out. So when we are talking of technicals, we are talking of forecasting relatively for short term, starting from minute to minute to reaching some quarters and years at the most. Beyond that, going to decades is a question mark. I would have to learn more from people who are doing that. But we understand in short term, we are doing this forecast. He said forecasting is possible. That is, forecasting this rise and fall, and we can look into histories and say something. I agree. The roots are coming from there only. You say forecasting is again possible. Do we really have apprehensions that how this forecasting comes? Is there any science behind it? Or is it purely history, observation? And if it is only based on the observation, we call this as hypothesis. Let us understand, there are hundreds of thought processes. For example, you look at a palm. There are a lot of people who are called palmists. What do? They look into your palm and say, 30 age, you will be having this, after 2 years, this, 5 years. What exactly is he doing?
Forecasting.
Forecasting. There are people who look at your forehead and they forecasting. I have seen somebody who is half blind in Chandni Chowk and he does this and he forecasts. He smells your hand. Now that might be, I guess, something new. But he has done that for me. And believe me, 99% things which he said, first of all, the one who introduced me to him said Babaji would forecast. And Babaji could not even see the chair where he had to sit. So I started laughing. If he cannot see the hand, how would he forecast by seeing a hand? But he did that. He started smelling and he said 95% things correct. How did he do that? There are people in Jaipur, I know, some not technical analysts, but forecasting Babas, and they come up with a newsletter also. And newsletter is on gold and silver. I don't know anybody has seen that. And he forecast gold and silver on dollar basis, in dollar terms, by looking at Chand, Amavas, Purnima, No, that's the news to technical analysts. Chandni Chowk, we have people called Kota Babas who come out and again forecast gold and silver every day.